Hello and welcome to A Robloxian's Guide to Fish. This guide will cover your early game and late game. Let's start. When you first join the game, you'll be greeted with a message welcoming you to Fish and suggesting you talk to Pierre, which I would also recommend doing as it gives a good amount of money and EXP to start yourself off. Once you reach the quest where Pierre asks you to buy a rod, you can either buy the training rod for $300, which can help you get a grasp of the game's mechanics, or you can get the plastic rod for $900, which is for those who learn quick. After finishing all of Pierre's quest, I would recommend that you should fish for a bit until you rack up about $3,500 and use $2,000 to get yourself the carbon rod, which is a really good early game option, and that brings you into. So here's how the mid-game works. With the 1,500 spare dollars you might have, then you can buy yourself the surfboard from the shipwright and start fishing in one of three spots. Either the overgrowth cavern, the open ocean, or Snowcap Island. Each one of these has their pros and cons. The open ocean, while showing high amounts of legendaries and mythicals, and being easy to get to also as a bunch of lower rarity fish and some very heavy fish that you can't catch with the carbon rod. The overgrowth cavern has some good and pricey fish, however it does have quite the trek and drive to get there in the first place. And Snowcap is really only good at night and with more advanced rods, however it's much closer than overgrowth cavern. For the rods, my personal recommendation is the Arctic rod, which was introduced in the new Northern Expedition and costs $25,000. It's a good all-rounder rod having a fast lure speed, average luck, good control, decent resilience, and a max kg that can reel most fish in the game. I would 100% recommend this rod for your entire mid-game, as when you have the Arctic rod, everything opens up to you as you're able to catch fish of high weight and high rarity. I would also recommend upgrading your boat to the speedboat or the jet ski. Now we can enter. Most rods in late game are centered around making money for the in-game rods. But before the rods, there are some areas which I would say are essential for fast money making. I would also recommend grabbing the advanced diving gear, flippers or super flippers, glider, GPS, and fish radar before going to these places. Also carry around some spare cash. The first of these being the depths. The depths are a sub-area of Vertigo, which requires the entire Vertigo bestiary, which to be honest isn't hard to complete. It's only 9 fish in total. Once in the depths, you'll need to do a parkour course before actually entering the depths. Once in, the depths has high value and plentiful amounts of mythicals and legendaries alongside a darkness event, which causes the depth serpent to spawn for a period of time, and you'll be able to catch multiple of them. Another good spot is the Ancient Isles, which can be found by heading slightly southwest from Moosewood, and the last one does require the most spare cash, that area being the whole Northern Expedition. This insanely high mountain adds oxygen tanks and temperature to your character if you make it high enough. But don't worry, there are refill stations and campfires occasionally, and this area has some of the best fishing spots in the game, with high mythical rates, but making you worry about your oxygen and warmth whilst there, so it's good apart from needing to refill every 10 or so minutes. I would also say to grab the mythical rod or aurora rod if you're lucky enough to snag them, as they both require specific events to happen. The mythical rod is much easier to obtain and makes fish you catch with it have a 30% chance to become rainbow, which makes them 4.5 times more valuable. And we end up in this is the final stretch. Most of these rods require a few puzzles, an extremely high price, or both. The title of Best In-Game Rod is split between 4 rods: Heavenly, Depths, No Life, and Eternal King, each with their own benefits. Heavenly and Eternal King are the money makers of this quartet, both providing a special mutation that makes the fish worth significantly more, and being able to catch rare and valuable fish and put said mutation on the fish, resulting in some fish selling for over $20,000. The Rod of the Depths is a very good rod for filling out your bestiary, as it gives you a ghost, which allows you to get an extra fish for every 3 fish you catch. This fish can be any fish from the area you're currently fishing in, and the ghost has the same stats as the rod itself. However, it does lack the weight to catch fish such as the megalodon. Now, the No Life Rod is from reaching level 500 and has some unique abilities like stunning a fish and giving a fish the Hex mutation, which makes them worth 3 times more. And yeah, that's pretty much it. After that, the main thing is to just grind money for the next update. Hope all of this helps. If you want more specific information, then just check out the Fish Wiki.